Hello YouTube, it's William. Had a question, how do I maintain my axe? So I'm going to do a quick video. I just pulled my axe out of my camping gear that I had not put away, but I had in the truck, and so I was doing another video, and the axe needs some care before I put it away for any length of time. It starting to get a little bit of surface rust on it, and the edge needs to be touched up a little bit. So I thought maybe I would show you my process for it. It's not the only process, it's not a new process, it's a process that's been done, I'm sure, for hundreds of years. My process is taking a little bit from different people that I've seen take care of axes and apply it to me, and this is how I do it. So first of all, this is just I think this is the Linseed's small puck. It has what they consider a fine side and a coarse side. And it's just a whetstone, and I use water. So I have a bucket of water here. I'm just going to drop it in there and let it soak up as much water as it can. While it's doing that, I'm going to remove the surface rust on this blade. And how I do that is with that's quadruple alt steel wool, and this is just boiled linseed oil. And you can use any type of oil that you have. WD-40 will work. I mean, it's just whatever you have. You're just trying to keep from scratching the surface of the axe. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this linseed oil and put it on the surface of the axe. Let me move the camera down. You don't need to see me, you need to see what I'm doing here. And I'm just wiping a little bit on the blade here. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. Keep in mind that linseed oil, before it dries, has been known to spontaneously combust. So if you're using rags or anything like that, you need to take care of that. Either burn them or soak them in water or something like that before you put them away. So anyway, I can put a good coat of oil on there, and it's just something so that steel wool will ride on. And you want to make sure that you use the steel wool in a safe manner. And you rub against. You don't try to come against the sharp edge, because the axe is still sharp. I mean, it's not razor sharp, but it's sharp. So when you get on that edge there, you just want to be sure that you're very careful there. And I'm removing old dirt and just a little bit of surface rust and things like that. Just giving it a little bit of a clean. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. Okay, so getting the surface rust is pretty much off. Okay, once I get that done, then I want to just kind of touch it up. Here's my stone. Get it out of the water. It's soaked up as much water as I want. And we'll take the coarse side. What I want to do is I want to turn the axe up to where I can see the edge. And if I see any light reflecting off the edge, then I know that the edge is slightly chipped. So that's what I want to concentrate on. So I'm looking at the edge and how my stone rides on that edge. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, and I'm just making circular motions, and I'm rocking the stone back and forth. Because remember, an axe has a convex edge, so you don't want to keep it all straight. You want to just kind of roll it a little bit. I just keep doing it on one side for a little while, then I'll turn the axe over and do it on the other side as well. And some people can use it both hands. I can do it a little bit. It's not as pretty with my left hand, but it gets the job done. But again, I'm looking at that edge and making sure that I see how that stone is being on that edge, and making sure that I'm rocking it so that I maintain that convex edge. Okay. Now other people can take the axe and they'll hold it like this and roll the axe and then roll the axe head, and that is one way of doing it. And I don't know if you can see, what I'm doing is I'm rotating the axe. So and if you maintain your axe well, you don't have to do this very often. I do this about once or twice a year. And you can see that there's a little chip right there in the axe. And I'm not going to try to remove that, because I'm just going to leave that there, and over time it will disappear. Because if I continually grind this axe down to remove that chip, I'm going to be removing all this other additional material, and that chip is really not hurting me at all. I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, and then again you run it over this side and just rotate the axe, and you're watching light how it reflects off of this edge. You want to make sure that you use about the same amount of strokes on either side. And once I get the edge pretty close to where I want it to be, and that's pretty close, you can see how the shiny is there and how it's still a rounded edge. Okay, and I'll take the fine side and just kind of touch it up a little bit. Now this is the process that I do when I'm at the house. Okay, now I'll show you what I do on camp, how I touch up the axe using just my typical stone. That axe right there is just about shaving sharp. So this is the little stone that I use on camp, and it's just a DMT diamond stone. It's a medium and a coarse side. So I just get it wet. Again, it's a wet stone, and all that does is just let the particles ride away from the stone a little bit. And I use it the same way. I want to make sure that I'm rocking the axe, and I'm maintaining that convex edge. And it's just like anything else, it's muscle memory. And over time, you get to where it's just second nature. And there's no certain way that you can hold the axe. The key is keep the same rocking motion. I mean, however that holding the axe works best for you, and that's how you should do it. Okay, so this is how I would touch it up on camp. The axe is very, very sharp. And it, like I say, it still has a slight nick right there, but that's alright. I've sharpened it a few times and that'll go away. Okay, so I got the axe sharp. Now the next thing to do is to just kind of apply a light coat of linseed oil to it, and but I want to make sure that I wipe it back off. I don't want the linseed oil to stay there. So I'll take an old rag here. It's kind of seed oil is a little old. Just apply it with my hand. And make sure you get the ends of it really well. And the top, you want to make sure that that top is saturated. And get some on the head. Okay, once it's coated good, then I'll take a rag and just wipe it back off. Now you want to make sure that you wipe the excess off, because linseed oil will get gummy and it will cause blisters if you leave it on the handle. So you want to make sure you wipe off all the excess oil. Okay, now another thing that I do is I take wax and I'll apply a coat of wax to everything. And one thing that I found that's very, very good for that is this fixing wax that I got from the Pathfinder School. I think it's called the Self-Reliance School or something like that. But just do a search on the Pathfinder School, and you'll be able to see their little store. And I just apply a good coat of fixing wax to the handle. And one thing that you can do is you can place this, if you're doing this on camp, you can place it in front of the fire and let the handle heat up a little bit, and that wax, and it will soak into the handle a little bit better. But for right now, it'll be fine. I've also put them out in the sun and let the sun heat the handles up and let it soak in that way. And even on the steel, just get a good coat of wax on it. If you don't have fixing wax, you can do beeswax or anything like that. And you can just take your hand and you just massage it into the wood, and the friction from your hand will heat the wood up a little bit, and make sure that you get everything in there. Now, as far as the sheath is concerned, you can use anything that you use to protect your leather, a snow seal or whatever you use. I use Obenhaus. That's my preferred brand. I use Obenhaus leather oil, and I just coat the sheath with that. It's not that big a deal. It kind of self-explanatory to take care of the sheath. You just, like I say, anything you use to protect your leather, that's what you should use on it. Okay, so that axe is ready to put up in storage and ready to use next time. It's sharp, well protected, and ready to go camping. I'm kind of ready myself. Alright, until the next one, I'm going to put this in the fire pit because it's got linseed oil on it. Put this in the fire pit and we'll burn it next time we burn. So, hope this helped you, taught you something, and give you some ideas on yours. And until the next one, you guys be safe. Get out in the woods, go in the backyard, whittle on a stick. Do something outdoorsy. If you do, take plenty of band-aids and lots of knives. We'll catch you again soon.